Hi, good afternoon. Could you start by telling the viewers your name, please?
Yes, my name's Bryden-Smith.
Hello there. And what age category did you play?
I played in the over 50s.
The over 50s, and what position?
Well, sort of midfield.
Yeah.
Midfield.
And how did you find the game?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's brilliant that we've had this opportunity, and I'm very grateful to all the people who've set it up, really.
Yeah, and how did it feel to walk on the pitch representing your country?
Well, it's just amazing to win a cap at my age was just surreal. It's a surreal day for me.
And how about the day as a whole? How are you finding the whole day as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's a really nice venue, Merthyr Town FC. I've only been here once before,
Okay.
but the ground's great and the accommodation really good too.
And how long have you actually been playing walking football?
I've been playing for 5 years now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your walking football club name?
Don't really have a club. I play at the Leisure Centre in Swansea once a week, and I play at Bishopston at in the Gower on a once a week also. They're just sort of mostly men with the odd woman, or rather the occasional woman.
Were you sporty when you were younger?
So,
Were you a sporty person?
Yes,
when you were
I played
younger?
a lot of hockey. I played hockey all through school and a university, and I played in the army as well for the army, hockey goalkeeper. Yeah.
So what brought you into starting to play walking football?
Well, when I left university, I played football for Gowerton ladies,
Okay.
and then I sort of ran out of puff basically.
Yeah.
And then quite a few years later, and also I had to sort of bringing up family. It was a very busy time, sort of domestically, and then I heard about it going on at Bishopston, which is very close to where I live, and I went along, and it's just made such a difference to my life. I'm sure I'm a lot fitter than I was 5 years ago.
And having played the conventional game of football and walking football, I mean, how do you feel that they differ tactically?
Not really that. I don't feel it's that different. I mean, it takes a bit of getting used to stop sort of wanting to run. But most people do adapt. That's my experience. So I don't think there's really that much difference, to be honest. That's my impression.
Have you got any tips or techniques that stop you going from a walking pace into a jog or a run?
Well, I think when you start the game, you have to really be talking to yourself and saying, don't run. Keep calm, don't run. I think also in front of goal, you need to be telling yourself to be calm, because if you're calm, you're more likely to score.
Yeah. What about your friends and family? What did they think when you told them you'd been selected to play for your country?
Well, they were quite supportive.
Yeah.
I mean, in the first place, when I started playing walking football, they just sort of scoffed and said, they thought it was a walk in the park, but actually it's very good exercise. And as I said before, I'm sure I'm a lot fitter than I was.
Do you think there's enough being done at the moment to help women get into the walking football?
No, but I think at people who are older, it's really difficult because they didn't play because of the FA ban that went on for I think 70 years. They didn't play when they were young generally, unless they had older brothers, But obviously now with young women playing school, both primary and secondary, and then teams like the World Cup we saw in the summer, teams doing so well and the profile is raised, then in the future walking football is going to really be popular and beneficial to a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think there's any improvements you could think of that could help get the women into the game?
Well, that's a good one. Well, publicity really.
Right.
Publicity, and like in Swansea you can do walking netball as well, and maybe some of those ladies would be interested to have a go, because they're sporty in the first place.
Yeah.
But obviously you've got to have sport pushed at a young age, and I played a lot more at PE, did a lot more PE and games at school than they do nowadays. So that needs to be addressed as well, and that's down to governments really.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now then, I mean, if you could sum the benefits all the enjoyment of walking football brings you with a single quote, what would that quote be?
Wow, that's difficult. I mean, there's camaraderie, friendship, and a feeling of fitness, which is really marvellous.
Any tips that you could give people to avoid injury when playing walking football?
Well, I would say it might be a strange way of sort of coming round to it, but I would say go to one club and play a lot with the people there, because when you play with the same group of people, somehow, well, there's a bond, isn't there?
Yeah.
You have a sort of, you feel there's a duty of care towards others, and then if you go somewhere else, say you're on holiday or somewhere, and you think, oh, it's going there, it's a bit, to me, it's a bit dangerous. I mean, I would do it, but you have to then be a bit more careful, because other people don't know you. And so that's all I can suggest, really. The more you do it with the same group of people, I think the safer you are. And another thing I'd say is, in goal, the D, we should really only have the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
In the early days we played when everybody could go in there, and there were far more injuries, not just to the goalkeeper, mainly to the goalkeeper, but also to outside players, outfield players. But if you just keep the D for the goalkeeper, it's much safer. So I think that should become universal.
That's a very, very good point. Very good point. So what are your goals for the future in walking football?
Well, I mean, I've just won my first cap, and it's, as I said before, it's surreal, it's marvellous. And I hope to be able to stay fit and without injury, and carry on with the team as long as I can.
Fantastic. So what advice would you give if someone's watching this interview now, and they would like to be standing where you're standing? What advice could you give them?
Look out after your body, eat well, sleep well, exercise well, and get yourself out there. Find the clubs, ring up all the sports centres in your area, find out what's going on, and go for it. I found the men very welcoming. The people I've played football with.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to come and answer a few questions.
Thank you.
I'll let you get back to your teammates now and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Cheers.